what we're going through today with the cooler weather. This winter overall in south central Pennsylvania has definitely been on the warm side. In fact, it was the third warmest meteorological winter ever recorded in Harrisburg. And while the milder weather has been nice, it can lead to certain pests such as ticks emerging earlier. I spoke to an expert about why this consequence of climate change can be so impactful.
Pennsylvania is #1 in the country in Lyme disease cases. We have a lot of Lyme disease here.
Emily Struckoff of Penn State Extension specializes in vector-borne diseases such as Lyme disease, which is spread in Pennsylvania by deer ticks. Struckoff says this disease has increased both in Pennsylvania and nationwide over the past few decades. One of the causes, our warming climate.
When we're seeing warmer winters, earlier starts to spring, later ends to fall, that means that time period where ticks can possibly be active and can possibly be out and biting is getting longer.
Typically, ticks spend the winter covered under the soil or leaves to stay protected from the cold. However, once temperatures start climbing above 40 degrees, they start to emerge.
Black-legged ticks can be active, like I said, anytime the temperature is above 40 degrees outside, which means that if we have a particularly warm day in the winter or, spring is starting earlier and it's a little bit warmer, they can come out and be active.
This past February is no exception from the warming trend. We recorded multiple days with temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees, encouraging both people and ticks to get out. While ticks may be emerging earlier, there are things you can do to protect yourself from the ticks and potential disease. First, try to avoid grassy and wooded areas. Use mosquito repellent with DEET to help deter ticks. After spending time outdoors, make sure to do a tick check. And finally, make sure to talk with your vet to protect your pets.
We don't want people to be scared of going outdoors, enjoy the beautiful weather that we're having, but there are plenty of steps that you can take to protect you and your family and your pets from tick bites. So just being aware and taking those measures can go a long way.
Well, the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection does monitor ticks across the Commonwealth. A spokesperson from DEP says they will begin surveillance for black-legged ticks and other species beginning in mid-April. And while we're on the chillier side to start the week, we are looking milder, so you definitely want to stay cautious as we go throughout the tail end of the week.